Welcome back to the IBSP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Terence Crawford's resume doesn't match his hype. And look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And Manny Pacquiao, Sean Gibbons from Manny Pacquiao Promotions came out, made an interesting statement about Terence Bud Crawford. He stated that Manny Pacquiao has 9 Hall of Fame fighters on his record and Terence Crawford has none. So then I go back, I look at Terence Crawford's record, and you see the best guy that he's ever fought was a unified, undefeated, prime world champion in Errol Spence Jr. Now, does Terence Crawford consider this guy an elite Hall of Famer A-level fighter? He doesn't. So we can't. I mean, look at it. Team Terence Crawford believes that Errol Spence Jr. was a hype job. So if they believe he was a hype job, he has no other top-tier fighters on his resume. This was literally the best. So when you look at it, it's actually a true statement. Terence Crawford's being overhyped based on his resume, even though he hasn't done anything. I mean, think about it like this. When you look at Manny Pacquiao's resume, nobody doubts that this man has one of the best resumes in the history of boxing. Then when you look at Terence Bud Crawford, how far is the hype going based on his resume? See, we understand that Terence Crawford throughout his whole career has never fought a top-tier A-level elite fighter. Errol Spence Jr. was never that. Now, when you look at it, how far is the hype has gone for Terence Crawford? It's gone to insane levels. You have 2 boxing Hall of Famers predicting that Terence Crawford will knock out Canelo Alvarez and that nobody can beat Terence Bud Crawford based on Terence Crawford beating a hype job in Errol Spence and based on Terence Crawford beating a bunch of C, B, and D level fighters, never beating an A level fighter throughout his career. The hype does not match his resume. And if you look at Terence Crawford's next fight, you see his next fight against Israel Madrimov. Now, Madrimov's a good little fighter, but he's nothing special. He's not pound for pound, he's not an A-level, and he's not elite. All of those things cannot be attributed to him. Think about the advantages that Terence Crawford has coming into this fight against Madrimov. He has a height advantage, a reach advantage, experience, speed, power, not to mention skills. I mean, Terence Bud Crawford is an overwhelming favorite to whoop this guy's ass. Madrimov is nothing special, won a vacant belt, didn't even beat the top guy in the division. So at the end of the day, this fight will literally add nothing to his resume and will not add a Hall of Famer. It's a decent fight. It's a quality win, but he's not a Hall of Famer. He's not pound for pound, and he's not elite. So let's not get carried away here. So the question remains, is Terence Crawford being overhyped based on his resume? Absolutely. His hype does not match what's on his resume. Now, this is no hate to Terence Crawford. He's an excellent fighter. He's an elite fighter. He's undisputed in multiple weight classes. He's undefeated. He's put on terrific performances. So that's no hate in taking nothing from Terence Crawford. Maybe he is the best fighter in the world. Maybe he can't be beat by anybody. I don't know. Until we see him step up his level of competition, it's really hard to say.